Okay, let's start in child's pose. But let's keep knees together and we're gonna start with seed version of child's pose. So forehead to the floor and then arms back by your sides. And then focus on your breath, how your body moves as you inhale and exhale. Feel your weight on the floor. So next, we're going to be moving into sphinx pose. So bring your hands on the floor and scoot onto your belly, bringing your elbows right underneath your shoulders, palms flat on the floor. Then press your palms down as you pull your chest through your arms, focusing on the area between your shoulder blades, coming forward and bending. Shoulders back and down. And then allow your head to drop down if that's comfortable. Slowly lift your head back up. We're going to push back onto all fours and immediately come into thread the needle, right arm under left. Right shoulder to the floor, extend your left arm. Feel this twist in your spine, the stretch in your shoulders. And then we're gonna go straight to the other side. So coming up and then left arm under right. Extend the right arm. Feel that twist in your spine. Come back to all fours. And we're going to come into plank, so you might need to walk your hands forward a little bit, curl your toes under, lift your knees. And you're pulling your abdomen in towards your spine, reaching back through your heels, strong legs. Now coming into side plank on the right, so lift your left arm, bring it onto the outer edge of the right foot. Lift your hips. And then from here, you're going to place the top leg, step your top foot into the middle of the mat. So you have 90-degree angle with that leg in front of you. Reach your left arm bicep by the ear. Keep lifting your hips. Take an inhale, and then exhale, hips down, reach your left arm over to the left. So feel this stretch coming along the right side of your torso and down into the right side of your hip. We're going to do this with the breath now. Inhale, lift, and reach to the right. Exhale, lower, and reach to the left. And do a couple more with your breath. And the next time you lift your hips, let's turn back into plank. And then keeping your toes curled under, set your knees down, sit back onto your heels. Bring into toe stretch. And while we're here, let's pull the right arm across, stretch the right shoulder. Try and keep that right ear down away from your right shoulder, down away from your ear. And let's switch arms. And then coming forward again into plank. And we'll come on to side plank on the other side. So reach your right arm up, lift your hips. And then let's step the right foot to the center of the mat, bring it to the middle so that you're at 90-degree angle with the right leg. Reach your right arm so your bicep comes along your ear. And then let's take a nice deep inhale and exhale, drop your hips, reach to the right. Let's first settle here for a breath or two, feeling that stretch coming into the left side of your torso and hip. And now let's do 3 more with your breath. So inhale to lift your hips and exhale, come down, sweeping the arm. And the next time you lift your hips, let's come back into plank. And this time we're going to bring the knees down, but bring the tops of your feet to the floor. And lean back, lifting your knees off the floor to feel a stretch on the top of your ankles and feet. Release your knees back to the mat. We're going to come into pigeon pose now. So walk the hands forward and then bring the right knee to the right wrist. Bring the shin across your body and left leg is extended behind you. First, start by lifting your chest up and out of your waist, shoulders back and down. And then we can come down to the mat. Wherever's comfortable for you today, you can stay up on the elbows or bring your forehead down onto your arms or twist left arm under the right. And we'll hold here for a few breaths. All right, come up, plant your palms, shoulder width apart, and we're going to curl the back toes under and come into our runner's lunge. So plant your left foot in between your hands, and then plant the left palm, twist right arm up into the air. Squeeze your thighs towards each other, strong legs. And bring the right fingertips to the mat. Bring your back heel down, and we're going to open up to the left, reaching your left arm to the ceiling. Press into your feet. Now come back into your lunge. We're going to lift the back leg into our standing split. So left leg in the air, option to wrap your forearm around your calf and grab your ankle. Keep lifting the sole of your foot towards the ceiling, using the strength of your glute and hamstring. Your standing leg can be as bent as it needs to be, but you do want to be feeling a stretch on the back of that leg. All right, step gently back into your runner's lunge. And we're going to step from here into 3-legged dog. So lift the right leg, front leg goes up. And then lower the right foot to the mat. And from here, we're going to come into pigeon on the other side. So bring the left knee to the left wrist, shin across your body. Extend the right leg behind you. Lift your chest. Shoulders back and down. Feel a nice stretch on the outer left hip, on the front of the right hip. And then coming down on the elbows or forehead to arms or right arm under left. Imagine sending your breath where you're feeling your stretch here. Now coming back up, plant your palms, curl your back toes under, and coming to your runner's lunge, left foot flat placed between your hands. Plant your right palm, twist to the left. Squeeze your inner thighs towards the center line. Now bring the left fingertips down to the floor, plant your back heel. Let's open out to the right. Press into your feet. Face the floor again, coming back up on the toes, and let's lift into our standing split. Lift the sole of your right foot to the ceiling. Option to wrap the left forearm around the back of your calf, grab your ankle. And then slowly coming back into your lunge. And this time coming into three-legged dog, lift the left leg. Left foot down. Come into child's pose, arms extended. Take a couple breaths here. And then come up to sit on your heels. Let's lean back, hands behind you, up on your fingertips. Lift your hips. Let your head fall back. And hips down. All right, we're going to come back into downward facing dog here. So plant your palms, shoulder width apart, feet hip width apart. Press into your fingers and knuckles, push the floor away. Curl your triceps in and up towards the ceiling. Bend your knees and lift your hips, stomach in, reach down through your heels. Inhale through your nose, exhale through your mouth. Now lift your right leg in the air, bend your knee, open your hips out to the side. Squeeze your heel in and lift your right knee. And then from here, you're going to take a breath and exhale, right knee to left elbow. Knee to right elbow and back up to your scorpion dog. Let's do that a few more times. So bring your knee to your left elbow, right elbow, and back up. And then again, move at your own pace here. One more time. And then let's step that right foot through. Coming into our low lunge again. Starting with warrior one. So we're going to have warrior two legs, that back heel is down, but keep your hips facing forward and lift arms up. Stomach in, lift up out of your waist. And then coming to warrior two, opening up out to the side, heels in a line. Nice deep bend in your front leg. Squeezing your glutes. And then let's reverse, stretching the right side of the torso, reach overhead, and then extended side angle, right elbow to right knee, reach overhead, bicep along the ear. Let's come back to warrior two. Straighten the front leg, face the side of your mat. So toes are both facing forward, stomach in. Let's bend forward into our wide-legged forward fold. And you can do this relaxed, or if you want to do a more active version, you can grab your ankles, your forearms coming up along the side of your shin, contract your quads and pull. Trying to lengthen the top of your head towards the floor. But you want to keep your back nice and flat. All right, release, lift up halfway. Let's turn to face the front of the mat, back to our lunge. And then three-legged dog, lift the right leg. And back to downward dog. All right, other side, lift your left leg, bend your left knee, open your hips to the side. Squeeze your heel in, lift your knee. And just like we did on the other side, we're going to bring this left knee over to the right elbow, and then left elbow, and then back up. So do that 3 more times with your breath. Exhale to come forward, inhale to go back up. And then once you're done, step that left foot through, and we'll all meet in our low lunge. So set the back heel down to prepare for warrior two, or warrior one rather. And then lift up. Try to keep that right hip coming forward, hips are facing forward. Lift up out of your waist. Nice deep bend in that front leg. And then open up to warrior two, arms come down parallel to the floor. Squeeze the glutes, opening the hips here. Reverse warrior, reach over the right side. Legs stay the same. Come forward into extended side angle, lightly resting the left elbow and the left knee. Reach your bicep along your ear. Come back to warrior two. Straighten the front leg. Turn both feet to face the side of your mat, stomach in, flat back, and come into this forward fold. So again, here, option to do a more passive forward fold or the more active one. Doesn't have to be the same as you did last time. If you're doing the more active version and pulling on the ankles, make sure the shoulders are coming down your back, away from your ears. All right, release, coming up halfway. Let's turn face the front of the mat, back into our lunge, and then step back into our three-legged dog. Left leg lifts. And left foot down. All right, bring your knees down. Let's swing the legs out in front. So doing boat pose next. And sit with feet on the floor, hip width apart. Lift your chest so you have a nice flat back here. Lean back, keeping your flat back. Feet lift a few inches off the floor. And you can keep it here or start to straighten the legs. Maybe straighten the arms. If there's any point when your back starts to round, just back it off a little to your edge where you can still keep your back nice and flat. Now let's lower your boat. So we are floating just above the floor. And come all the way down to the floor. Bend your knees up so the soles of your feet are on the floor. Let's bump the hips over to the right a little bit. And then grab your right foot with your left hand. So grab the outside of your right foot with your left hand. And then we're going to let everything fall over to the left. So that right leg can be super bent or it can be really straight. Hopefully you're feeling a stretch coming along the outside of your right leg. Try to keep your right shoulder on the floor. Let go of your right foot. Let's bring the legs back to center. Hug the knees in to realign your spine. And then plant your feet again. Let's bump the hips over to the left. Grab the outside of the left foot with your right hand. And then everything falls over to the right. Again, that leg, the foot you're holding on to, that leg can be really bent or completely straight, anywhere in between. Release your left foot. Let's bring the knees back to center. And again, hug the knees in to realign your spine. Let's keep the knees bent up. Can reach and see if your fingertips can just touch your heels. You're setting up for bridge pose. So plant your feet, lift your hips, reach your tailbone forward. Maybe you can tuck your shoulder blades closer together and interlace your fingers underneath you, reaching your fist towards your heels. Keep reaching your tailbone forward, lift your hips, squeeze your glutes. And if your fingers are interlaced, release. Everybody bring your hips down. Take a couple breaths. Let's do that one more time. So press into your feet, lift your hips, reaching the tailbone forward. And then if you're going to interlace your fingers, interlace the other direction. So whatever feels more strange. Squeezing your shoulder blades, lifting your hips, pressing into the whole sole of your feet. And release. So next, a deep forward bend, we're going to do plow pose. So lift your hips up over your head and bring your feet to the floor behind your head. Your weight is on your shoulders, probably feeling a deep stretch in your neck. Option here to bring your knees down on either side of your head. And then let's slowly roll out. Until you're lying all the way flat. All right, we're gonna end with banana asana. So hips stay where they are, just walk heels over to the left, shoulders over to the left as well. You have the option to cross your right foot over your left, grab your elbows over your head. And hopefully feel a nice full body side stretch coming up the right side. Release, let's come back to center. And then walking the heels over to the right and the shoulders over to the right, creating this banana shape on the floor. Option to cross left leg over right ankle, grab your elbows over your head. Do that stretch coming up the left side. And release, coming back to center. Let's hug the knees in, bring your forehead to your knees. And then extend out long for Savasana. Tuck your shoulder blades underneath. Just allow your body to rest on the floor, feeling your full weight coming onto your mat. See if you can keep your mind focused on the rise and fall of your abdomen as you breathe. If your mind has wandered, that's all right. Just bring it back to your body. And as you exhale, try to release a little more tension, melting onto your mat. And now start to deepen your breath. Move your fingers and toes, hands and feet, arms and legs. If you'd like, bring your arms over your head for a full body stretch. And then either turn on your side to push up or roll on your spine back to seated.